Absolutely fabulous Patsy Stone has never been one for technology.
What is it? Oh, it's a small shoe.
This is brilliant. But for Joanna Lumley, it's technology that has inspired her new memoir, where she opens up her personal photograph albums.
Wheels on fire, rolling down the road. Let's notify my next of kin. This wheel shall explode. This wheel's on fire. This wheel's on fire. This wheel's on fire.
Joanna Lumley joins us now. How lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in.
It's so good to be here.
No, we're always thrilled with you. There's so
really
much to talk about. So let's start, first of all, and the reason for all these beautiful photographs around us here is this book, and it is, absolutely, Joanna Lumley. Now, are you the sort of person that goes around wherever you are? Do you always have a camera with you?
No, and most of the pictures here aren't pictures that I've taken, but are pictures that have been taken of me. I've now got a telephone which takes pictures.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm about as bad as Patsy on this. I've got a little telephone and it takes pictures. But mostly it's pictures that I've just collected, but I do hoard things.
Yeah.
And so I've got pictures from, I mean, before I was born, all my family pictures. And then, of course, most of my life has been spent in front of the camera. Being a model in the 60s, then my life in the theatre and television.
Well, when you were a model, you say you were in, I think it was Earl's Court, wasn't it? And you went by candlelight and no money.
Well, it wasn't that the house was lit by candlelight, because I got up earlier than the girls I shared the room with, and I didn't want to wake them by turning the lights. I used to put on thick eyelashes, top and bottom, Holly,
yes, amazing.
to go off to work with false fingernails on, where I was a model.
By candlelight.
By candlelight, I know. It was pretty larded on, but it was great.
And it starts at the beginning as well, because there's some lovely pictures of here when you were little, of course, and you were born. There we are. Can you see those? Yeah, got them. Oh, a bit shiny. There you go.
Yeah.
And you were born in Kashmir.
Yes.
And so, and your father was Major James Rutherford Lumley.
Yeah.
And so, what sort of upbringing? It sounds very stern.
I know, but he was the opposite of stern. He was just a darling man. He was a great sweetheart and philosopher and a very funny man, very kind. But he was in the army, and he was a regular soldier with the Gurkhas. And so we were born in India, but I was born the year before the partition of India, India's independence. So we went from there with the Gurkhas to Hong Kong, and then to Malaysia, where I really had my childhood.
And so how did it feel then, sort of when you were, it was 1954, I think, and you came back, and your first sight of Britain was Southampton on
when
a
all I could
particularly
remember
grey
was
day.
the tropics and boiling hot heat, and everything's so hot. And suddenly to see England at its coolest, which was kind of midsummer, but when it can be cold and drizzly, you know, and all the colours seemed sucked out of everything. And it just seemed so strange and alien. I mean, I've got to say I'm completely besotted by our country now. I love it to death. But it was a great shock for a little 8-year-old.
Must have been.
Well, you can understand why you got so involved with the cause of the Gurkhas, because of your background.
They're my family, and they were my father's. I mean, they were just part of my upbringing and part of my life. So it was wonderful to be able to be just a little part of getting justice for them and allowing them to live the right to reside and to work in this country after their tour of duty had finished.
It must be nice for you as well when you write a book like this, and obviously when it's sort of use your story through pictures, to actually have it all in one place for yourself, just so you sort of go, this is my mini project. I know. Regardless of anyone else. What a fantastic object to own.
And we all have photograph albums. I mean, I think this is something actually people could do at home in a kind of amateur way for their own families, because there's nothing nicer than getting things in order. Don't use all your pictures, select them and make a shape out of it and write a little bit about each piece.
And also the problem is that all our photos now exist in the ether on hard drives or on sort of some online file, whereas we don't print them out anymore. You don't have them as an object
I think
to
you
touch
lose
and
them, Holly.
hold.
I think there's something about turning the pages which is still more powerful than just flicking them up on the screen. I really do.
I agree.
Well, you've
I
got
agree.
these fantastic shots in the centre here of the various hairdos.
Be honest.
But it's like some sort of
What's going
educational
on?
lookbook. I mean, that you sort of need to for every era. I mean, you were sort of
history, I
iconic
know.
of all of them.
Well.
Just incredible.
Well, certainly hairstyles that copied throughout the world. The Purdy hairdo.
That was interesting because it was at a time when most of the girls, like girls nowadays, we all had long hair. And so the idea of getting short hair, the producers of the programme said, don't cut it, it won't work. But we did, and it did, thank goodness. And then suddenly, up and down the country and across the world, people suddenly thought, I'll try short hair again. And it suited many people.
Well, you've got one behind you here, which is a slightly more
That's my hair.
wild and crazy.
I know, that's
hairdo.
my hair and I don't do anything to it. That was being cast away on a desert island where for 9 days I had nothing, no toothbrush, no toothpaste, no bed, no nothing, no spoon, no fork, jolly little food. And I had knives and to cut.
Yeah.
And
You made shoes out of your bra?
Right, I made shoes out of my bra because my feet began to get trench foot.
Only you could be able to do that.
We were talking about you this morning. I hope this is true, and be honest here. When we were talking about you this morning, saying that actually you seem to be like the can-do woman, so capable that if there was a problem, you could say, right, okay, let's go and ask Jo. She'll be all right. She'll know what to do. Is that true? Would you,
I'd
or
love
are
to
you?
think I'd have a crack at it. I might not be able to solve it, but I sure as hell would have a go at it. Yes.
Because when you were, that was one of the first times that anyone had been for TV cast away
It was,
on an
yeah.
island.
And it was much tougher. I mean, I think now they do things that are so frightening. I saw one about people up in the frozen north
Yes.
having to swim in the frozen water and doing things that are really horrifically frightening. But this was the first time, really, somebody had been thrown away on an island, kind of with nothing. And after that, they kind of made it a little bit easier, so people were allowed food, just a few basics.
Yeah.
You know, like something to clean their teeth, maybe something to read. I had nothing. I was terrified of being without music and books, because I thought that's what I depend on every day to make me sane. But the strange thing is that in our lives, we've stored up a lot in ourselves. So when it's not coming in through here, it comes out through your memory.
Yes, yes.
We must
What did
trust
you-
ourselves
What
more.
did you leave on the island? Did you bury
Yes,
a
I
little-
dug a hole, and I buried the dreadful, rotten little rusty tin they made me cook in. And I put in it a recipe of how to cook sweet potatoes. I only found about 2, and they're only about that big. Boil them in salt water and put lime juice on them.
It's
and
quite a
not-
short recipe then.
Quite short.
Tell us. I mean, this is so exciting. I was a massive AbFab fan. Just loved it. And you are currently, or just finished
Just
filming.
3. Just the 3. I mean, Jennifer Saunders, it's like luring some amazingly sort of strange creature out of a cave, because out she came and said she could do 3, she'd like to do 3 more. So we've done one which is especially for kind of Christmas, one for kind of the New Year, and one for next year's Olympics, which is going to be shown in the same week as the Olympics. So they're kind of...
Same cast?
Same cast, the 5 J's, which is Jennifer and me and Julia and Jane and June.
Oh, yeah.
And then some faces from the past from other shows which people will remember and delight in.
And how was it sort of getting back into Patsy's clothes and being her again?
Just
How was
extraordinary, just so great. The old hair goes up and suddenly you begin to think, oh, I think the voice goes down a bit. The shoulders round it, out comes the old cigarette. And there she is again.
Is she everything that you'd like to be?
I think she's a part of what everybody wants to be. So many people come up and actually just say, Tuna, they just make us laugh so much. And they say, my mum, my nan, my sister, my daughter is like Patsy and Eddie. And I think there's just a kind of don't care attitude that's rather lovely. As we get more and more, I mean, I have to say I don't drink like that, I don't smoke like that, I don't do those things. But part of us kind of likes them for going, yeah, well, who cares? you know?
Yeah.
Well, I will mention one of the other things that you're doing, because it is my favourite film of all time, and you are about to take to the stage in The Lion in Winter.
I know.
Which has never been done in London,
No.
London before.
It's been toured in Britain, and it's been done in the States and in Canada and so on, but the film of The Lion in Winter was a massive success.
Catherine Hepburn.
Catherine Hepburn, Peter O'Toole,
Yeah.
who incidentally came to the last recording of Absolutely Fabulous because he's been a besotted fan of the show. Peter O'Toole, Lawrence of Arabia, watching Patsy, please. What's happening?
So
You know.
you're on stage,
Anyway,
it's
so
October
I'm-
the 13th, is it?
well, we start rehearsing this Wednesday, 2 days' time. And then we start at the beginning of November and play through to the end of January.
How wonderful.
Directed by Sir Trevor Nunn, with
for
Robert
goodness
Lindsay as the King. I can't think of anything more
I
exciting.
absolutely will be in the audience.
Please
Yeah,
do
me
that.
too.
Can't wait.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And
Thank
this
you.
is the book we're talking about, and all of Joanna's beautiful photographs in here, and there really are some
Photo on the front's
stunning
beautiful.
photos. Yeah, everything.
That's your
It's gorgeous.
ranking for you.
Just wonderful.
you.
Ah,
Thank you.
thank you.